Sports Facts back. Matt today, and we got Mozart. And we're going to talk about running backs, all right? Obviously, fantasy season. Who are you guys drafting first? Let's start with you, Vito.
Oh my goodness. So, first up, I think that the best guy out there right now, well actually, let's talk about the Big Four first.
Okay.
So Big Four, who do we got? Speaking of the Big Four accountant here, who do we got?
All right, number one, or let's not name them actually, in order of that. All right, we got Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
All right, then we got Todd Gurley the second, not the first, the second.
David Johnson.
And the fourth,
Zeke the Freak. Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
So what do you think about those guys?
I mean, I think everybody knows that right now they're the top running backs in the league, right? Obviously, there's some questions surrounding two of them concerning they didn't play a full season the other year. Zeke the Freak being for specific circumstances. Let's not name them. But what about your guy, David Johnson?
So David Johnson, I mean, 2017, 2,000 yards running, which is amazing. Coming back from a wrist injury. So we'll see how that goes. He's been out for 15 games, so pretty much a whole season, besides one game. But, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I personally think with the people surrounding him and Josh Rosen and Sam Bradford, with the new coach Steve Wilks, it's going to be really interesting to see if they're going to run him more or if what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, look at that. Two young quarterbacks. And what has Sam Bradford done? Not really anything. On the Eagles,
He's
on the
looker,
Vikings.
He's a looker.
He's a looker. And Josh Rosen, the young kid out of UCLA.
Never liked him. I never liked him.
I don't like UCLA. So.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, like, are they going to try to pass more with two young quarterbacks, or are they going to try to use that running back that everybody likes? Their offensive line is pretty solid in the NFL. So, like, honestly, I see them running the ball more times than not.
But now what's crazy to look at is you got two inexperienced or somewhat inexperienced quarterbacks, and then you have somebody coming out from injury. So it's like, who do you really trust? Because you got one guy who's injured, so he's supposed to be the experience.
You take the gamble. I mean, all the projections are showing him in the top. So, I mean, I feel like most of the league sees that that's going to be the case.
Yeah. So he's like a Michael Porter Jr. to the NFL, pretty much, in terms of injury. Well, and not really.
Michael Porter Jr. had like serious back.
Hey, Mizzou, let's go. But what about Zeke?
Forget Zeke, all right? I'm going Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
I mean, everybody knows he's a top back.
For sure.
He does have some issues now concerning his off-field problems with the Steelers, right? It looks like he's not coming back. No. I mean, he already said he's not going to sign an extension.
So ring the bell in Pittsburgh, it's done?
No, it's not ring the bell in Pittsburgh, but is that going to affect his game, though, during the year? That kind of pressure coming from the fans, the front staff?
I mean, personally, this guy still wants a contract, right? Somewhere. Wherever he ends up. Right?
But, I mean,
so he still wants to perform.
Yeah, of course he wants to perform.
So I don't know if it's going to affect this much. And you got Big Ben. I mean, Big Ben's he's going to be handing the ball off a lot.
Yeah, so he's also getting up there in age. But I mean, Le'Veon Bell. Let's look at some of these stats he's had over these years. All right, 321 attempts last year, 1,300 rushing yards, which is on the low end to be honest. But he reeled in 9 touchdowns, 4 or 5 receiving touchdowns, and I mean, he's consistently done this for like the last, I want to say, 4 or 5 years.
Not as good as David Johnson.
Well, I mean, I guess
20 touchdowns.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
Hey, he's the man. He's the man. He is the man.
All right.
So top second tier. What are you thinking?
Second tier. All right, and this is a bit of a stretch, but I see it happening. Kareem Hunt of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kareem Hunt?
Yes. Ooh. He was the rookie running back last year, and he did a fantastic job.
Okay, fair.
Right? And what is it? They don't have Alex Smith anymore. So think about this.
Who do they have?
Pat Mahomes the third out of Texas Tech. We talked about him before. That's a huge gamble. I mean, this kid's new. He hasn't started that many games at all. Actually, I don't even know if he started at all last year with Alex Smith at the helm.
Yeah, so they're going to have some.
So if he's off the thing, I mean, Kareem Hunt's going to get the majority of touches. Fair. All right. So why, if he had such a great year last year, why wouldn't he? Like, let's look at more of his stats, right? Kareem Hunt. 1,400 rushing yards last year. That's more than Le'Veon Bell. 8 touchdowns and then 2 receiving touchdowns. So 10 touchdowns total. But the thing is, I mean, and get this. his longest rushing attempt. What's my favorite number?
12? 69!
His longest was 69. I just want to throw that out there. But the thing is, I just think the circumstances similar to David Johnson. I just don't think that Pat Mahomes, I hope he's a good quarterback. But if he's not, I mean, Kareem Hunt's going to run the ball every time.
Yeah, I mean,
It's an offense first team. I mean, Matt Nagy came over to the Bears, but I feel like they're going to keep the same thing.
See, personally, I think my number 2 is the better of the two there. You're talking about the White Panther in Christian McCaffrey.
Are you kidding me?
What? It's what he is. He's the White Panther. Literally, figuratively, it's what he is.
It's a good kid out of
So,
Stanford.
Great hands, great
Doesn't
looking
hands.
guy, athletic.
Is that what you look for in a running back?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
If he looks good in a
Okay.
suit, he can definitely run the ball.
All right.
It's always how it is.
Jeez, man.
But, I mean, he's coming off of a great year. He's a top 20 rusher, great hands. In the red zone, it's going to be interesting because Cam Newton likely always takes it in, Mr. Cam Newton.
Mhm.
But in all honesty, he should get a lot of touches this year. He's going to be at least, he should be the number 1 running back. And look to see him do some great things.
Yeah. I mean, the trick with him, too, is that he didn't take that many snaps last year.
No,
Yeah.
not really. I think it's 100,
So-
150, 180.
Yeah. And they're going to triple that this year. I would
They
think.
should. They should.
So, I mean,
Especially with Stewart leaving.
yeah, that's
With
the thing.
Stewart
That's why I'm
leaving,
saying that.
yeah, they don't
Stewart
really have
last year was
anyone.
their main running back.
So it's going to be really interesting to see. But if Cam Newton keeps the ball in the red zone, then his numbers, his touches are going to really do. Yeah, it's going to be that.
Oh, it was thrown an interception, but
Yeah. So now, sleepers.
all right, sleep. My big sleeper, and I'm going to give a little bit more background. My kid from the SEC out of Georgia, 4 years, incredible, Nick Chubb. All right, I hope everybody knows who this is because he was rocked the college football world for.
Thick boy. Yeah, thick boy.
All right, the Browns broke my heart this year in the draft taking Baker Mayfield. Granted, I don't care for the Browns, but I thought they could make a better pick. But I wanted them to take Saquon Barkley. All right,
Okay.
we all know, we could talk about Saquon Barkley before. He'll be a solid back in the league. I think he's overhyped already, but he should have gone number 1 overall. The Browns actually compensated in the second round, in my opinion. They took Nick Chubb out of Georgia. Nick Chubb, and his stats were phenomenal over the last 4 years. He's also rushed 1,500 yards, and granted, 1,500 yards in 13 games.
Yeah, and the SEC.
For the Bulldogs.
And the SEC.
And it's the SEC. Saquon Barkley was in the Big Ten. That's a
Yeah.
huge difference in competition.
Mhm. One's in the South. Yeah,
One's
that's a big
you're right.
difference.
Yeah, it's
Hard workers down there. Yeah.
hard workers. But the thing is, especially on the Browns, Nick Chubb's got to compete with 2 other running backs who don't have a big name at all.
No.
And I think he's going to win that spot. And if you want somebody to draft in one of those last 2 rounds that you probably will never start, take a chance on Nick Chubb. I think he's going to do pretty well in the NFL. He's got the experience, and he fought the hardest teams in college for 4 years, and he's done well. So
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a great option. I think my option might be a little better, but I don't know.
who you got?
It's,
Who do you got?
Mr. Marshawn Lynch. The dog, Marshawn Lynch. Honestly, after
The Raider.
after what happened in the Super Bowl, I didn't think he'd ever play
Yeah.
ever again. I don't know what. But the thing is, he takes a year off, comes back as a top 18 rusher.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
So then how do you call him a sleeper if he was a top 18 rusher?
Well, because he's probably so high, he's sleeping. No,
Yeah.
honestly, the thing is,
I walked into that.
yeah, you did. But I think that the thing is he's someone that people will probably pick up in the 5th or 7th round. So that's why I think of him as a sleeper. I don't think of him as the White Panther, Christian McCaffrey, or a big-time running back of the Big Four. But I think he's someone, if he's still out there by the 7th round, you should definitely
Solid.
pick up because I think he's going to have another breakout year, personally. If he can stay healthy, not get banned for anything that he's doing off the
too.
side. Yeah, I don't know. God only knows.
Yeah, he does random stuff all the time.
But that is, that's Marshawn Lynch. That's why we love him so much.
Yeah.
The master of talking to the media. So
Yeah, him and Gooden are going to be hilarious this year in the media. Everybody's going to love that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, especially in Gruden's offense, I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to get some rushes in. He should be the number 1 running back in that organization. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
he's projected to take a solid 250. What is it? 250.
250 snaps. Yeah, which
I'm not
not
snaps. He's not a quarterback. He's going to be attempts.
Attempts.
Touches.
Yeah.
I should say
So
that.
and he's been averaging over 4 yards a carry. So he's going to really, I think he's going to kill it.
He's a hard nosed back, so he's going to go straight to the defender.
Super hard nose,
Yeah.
no cartilage, nothing, just super hard steel nose.
He's like a shark.
He is.
Yeah. Okay.
But thanks again for listening. Stay tuned for the next one where we cover maybe tight ends or wide receivers, depending on what Matt lets me talk about.
See you guys.